As 2019 is drawing to a close and 2020 is coming closer every day, I've been thinking more and more about what planners I want to use in 2020 and how I'm going to use them. The first planner I'm going to be using is an Erin Condren on-the-go folio with some of her petite planner books inside. So inside my folios I have a sticky pocket, so it's either on the front or the back depending on which one I use, because the 2 packs come with opposing pockets. And in there I like to keep my perpetual calendar with birthdays, anniversaries, and different dates like that throughout the year to keep track. And then inside my on-the-go folio, what I've been using for the past 3 months is I have the daily book, and in there I keep my daily to-do lists and things like that. And then next I have the 18-month monthly with the notes pages. And in the monthly, I keep track of my budget, so like a cash flow plan, so knowing when I have money coming in and out. And then I have a budget book to track my daily spending. And I have a wellness log that I've been keeping in the back, but I haven't started using it yet. I'm going to start using that in January. So that is my plan for my daily, everyday planner. So I have all 4 books for 2020 already. So the plan in January is I will be using this daily, much as I'm using it now. So on the monthly view, I keep track of appointments. I also keep track of things like if I have any due dates for the library, stuff like that. And then on the daily pages is I put in my to-do list, so those daily tasks I need to do every day. And I'm one of those people where I'm much more likely to do something if I have it written down and I'm able to check it off than not. And then on the side, I keep track of errands and important things. So like my top 3 phone calls I need to make. And then I've been keeping a food log in there, but in January I'm going to start doing that in my wellness log as well. So that is my daily. And then in the monthly, I keep track of my budget, so it's almost like a cash flow plan. So I know when I have certain bills coming out, when I have my paydays coming up, and then I also keep track of how much money I'm putting in my cash envelopes and when I'm able to take it out of the bank. And then in the notes sections, I plan on having 4 pages for my 2020 goals, 1 for each quarter. So that's where I'm going to keep track of my goals as well as my accomplishments and things that I'm achieving related to my goals throughout the year. And then I've started keeping track of all the books that I've finished for the year, and I'm hoping to fill this page with books and then some, ideally. So I have a little sticker kit from the Prairie Planner that I've been using to keep track of all my books, so filling the bookshelf. And then I want to keep track of all the Beachbody programs that I complete this year, because I subscribe to Beachbody on demand and I want to make sure that I'm getting the best use out of it. So I feel like having a tracker will help encourage me to use that. And then in the back, I just keep those stickers that I need for like my bookshelf and things like that. And then in the budget book, I keep track of an overview of my budget, and then I also am able to keep track of my daily spending, just so I don't forget anything and I can stay on top of it. Now, I don't plan on using this as my only budget planner for the year, because I find like, well, it gives you an overview of like your budget plan and a place to track your spending. There isn't any space to do any sort of like a review or comparison, things like that. There's no extra note pages like you get in a deluxe monthly. So that'll just be for everyday spending. And then my wellness log, what I plan on keeping track of is what I've eaten, as well as any exercise for the day, walking, things like that, because my health is something that I really want to focus on in the coming year. So I found in the past, whenever I have like a tracker and I write things down, then I do a lot better than if I just kind of haphazardly eat and try to fit some exercise in. So having a tracker, being able to see like how you've done each day and where you may have gone off track, is definitely something that I've found helpful in the past. So that's my plan for my daily personal planners for 2020. And the next planner I'll be using is a deluxe monthly from Erin Condren, and this is what I will be using for budgeting. So I have loved this cover since it was first released. It's something that I just think it's so beautiful. And then instead of getting my name, I got a little quote there. It says, "Be faithful in small things." So it's kind of a reminder to myself, and it relates back to my word of the year, which I mentioned in my Power Sheets prep review, self-discipline. So the idea of, if I'm faithful in my everyday spending, then that'll help me achieve my overall financial goals in the long term. So it's just a reminder that all these little small steps are going to help add up to like big gains over time. So I've already gone through and entered my paydays for 2020. So the like burgundy dark pink color is my main full-time job, and then the green is one source of online income that I have, although I'm hoping to add at least one more color to that throughout the course of 2020. It's on my goal page and something that I want to work towards throughout the year. And then I haven't filled anything out in the budget planner yet. I'm saving that for this week as we come up on 2020. But I have gone through and put post-its and started thinking about what it is I want to do with each page throughout the planner. So this page, I want to keep track of monthly financial goals and milestones. So, keeping track of account balances and making sure that they are moving up and not down. And then also I was thinking about tracking annual bill payments here, because those are sometimes things that you forget about because they only come up once or twice a year. So it's easy to forget about them in the hustle and bustle of everyday budgeting. So for instance, in March and October, I would have my winter tires taken off or put on my car, as well as an oil change. In October as well, one of my cats has their annual vet visit. I have another one in June. So things like that only occur once a year, that are easy to forget about, or at least are easy for me to forget about. And I'm still thinking about exactly how I want to use these new monthly pages here. But again, I've gone through with some post-its and started putting down some ideas. So, the monthly goals could stay the same, but then everything else I'm still playing around with. And then the monthly page will be my cash flow plan, followed by my weekly check-ins and my monthly review, just so I can make sure that I'm staying on track and I'm taking those small steps that I need to achieve my long-term financial goals. So this is, for me, what the difference is between the petite budget planner and using a deluxe monthly, is having these pages here so that I'm able to do some sort of analysis and review at the end of the month, see where my money has gone and see where I need to pay more attention to my spending. Now the notes page is in the back. Again, I've gone through and I've started putting down some post-its on what it is that I want to use them for. So I think the first page is going to be some inspiration and motivation. And then I want to collect together all my important information here. So like banking, insurance, things like that. I want to have a quick and easy reference that I can turn to when I need it. And then I want to have the baby steps, followed by an income tracker, so I can keep track of all my sources of income throughout the year, and have a summary in one place. Because I find seeing that helps remind me to not spend it as frivolously. And then I want to keep track of my savings throughout the year and my sinking funds, a couple pages of those. And then I want to try and do a no spend year in 2020. Or I shouldn't say I want to try. I will be doing a no spend year in 2020. So I was thinking here I would keep a wish list of things that perhaps I want to purchase, but I won't be because it is a no spend year. And then as the year progresses, I can look back at the list, reevaluate things that are really a necessity versus things that were a want, and start planning for those purchases in more of like a long-term thought out manner instead of impulsive. And then here I want to have a list of books that I want to read related to finances, as well as just some notes and some research, things that I learned from those books, and other research that I do related to like investing, personal finance, consumerism, things like that. And then I also went ahead and I added the extra dot grid pages to the back of the planner. And for those, I was thinking I would turn those into trackers, as well as a space to put in some extra research writing if I needed to. So on the back, I want to have a baby step tracker for baby step 3. And then I also want to create an annual bill pay checklist. So something where you can have like a list of all your bills and then check off each month that they've been paid. So those are my plans for the dot grid pages in the back. And as I mentioned, I haven't started filling this in yet, but the plan is to start doing that this week in preparation for 2020. And then we have the stickers and then the pocket folder in the back. So that's what I plan on using for my budget, as well as more in-depth personal financial planning. And then the other planner, although it's not quite a planner, that I'll be using this year is my power sheets. And then I actually have a video where I went over my power sheets and my prep work and my goals for the year. But basically the plan for this is on the monthly I want to map out my goals, any deadlines that I'm giving myself, progress that I'm making for that month on the monthly page, which is included, and then use my attending list basically to check my progress towards my goals. Use it as it's meant to be used, and then keep it out in front of me as much as possible to remind me to keep taking those small steps towards achieving those big goals. So that is the Power Sheets planner that I'll be using. And then this year, I couldn't resist. I went out and I picked up a Happy Planner. So I picked up a monthly spread. I believe it's the Dream Seeker one. And then I've already gone through and I've taken off the, it was a classic size copper disc, plastic, and I've put it on a large rose gold disc, and I've already done a little bit of Franken planning in here. But there was just something about the monthly planner that was appealing to me, the monthly layout. So inside, all the Happy Planners are coming with a perpetual calendar this year. And then for the monthly, what you have is you have your dashboard there, and then you have your monthly spread, followed by a couple more pages just to think through your month and plot things out. And then, so we have like our habit trackers, monthly goals, things like that. And then there is a daily task, like a checklist. There's one for every day in the month. So for me, I have my on-the-go folio, and that I'll be using for my daily to-do list. But I was looking at this one more as project planning. So those projects that I want to work on throughout the year, this would be something that I would use to plan those out in more detail. And then in the back half, I actually uncoiled the recollections planner I had redated and was planning on using for 2020. And then I trimmed it a bit. You can still see there's a few little like wavy edges there because I wanted to leave some length for when I punched it. And then I went through and I punched it, and then I put it on the discs to use this year as a weekly planner in conjunction with the monthly, because I just because I find that I really like the customization that the discs allow me to have that I don't have with a coil bound planner, because this way I can pop in half sheets when I want. I can add in maybe pages from the social media planner inserts that they've created, different things like that. I can add note pages here and there and move things around. So I found like I wanted to go back to the discs because I really just love the customization that I'm able to do with the discs over the coils. So that is my planner lineup for 2020. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.